Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Kenya Kwanza team, the Mount Kenya wing, camped in APCA Church in Kenol, Muran'ga. This is the church that they were once tear-gassed on 2020 December. After William Ruto went to the church, and I don't know what had happened, and at the height of fallout between William Ruto and the then President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I think it was, I don't know what had happened, and they were even banned from going to the church or attending that service. But they went, and of course there was that drama of them being tear-gassed in the church. So there was a fundraiser that had been done there, and the church was rebuilt. Not that Telecom Meribika, it was just a bit of the restructure. And today, Rigathi Gachagua and Mount Kenya UDA troop went to that church. And when they went to that place, there is this viral video of Rigathi Gachagua carrying what he called the gifts of the church in some bag, in some sort of a bag, and giving to the clergy. I think I have seen that video, and guys, I don't know how many times Rigathi Gachagua is going to make these blunders. They're just blunders. What is seen as a donation is seen as they're just giving, it is just some sort of a cash, just some sort of cash. And casually, a government official carried money in a bag to go to donate to a church. And after talking, you go and pull that bag and give it. You know, that was captured on the screen, live on video, when that is going on. And when I looked at it, I was just wondering, what kind of presidents are we really showing? What is the example we are portraying? Or why is people, senior deputy president, carrying money in a bag and giving church publicly? People are seeing. So there is no problem with giving, but the biggest challenge is populism, opulence. Maybe I think you should look at that video for a second. What are you seeing? Rigathi Gachagua did his speech, and after his speech, akasema na niko na mali ya kanisa. And then he came and gave the bag. The bag was allegedly carrying cash. And people are seeing, even congregants. Why do you think they're making it there is a lot of publicity on giving the church? Even as we give. Even as we give. But see, giving is your secret. Kwanza kuna mali nasema, when this aunt gives, this other aunt should not say. The members of that church have seen that donation. What are they expecting? Do you expect someone is going to say that money is going to be to help in a specific project? Maybe people will expect to be given something. They don't know how much. There's speculation that it's in the run, it will run to millions. It can run to millions, yes. So if you give a church 1 million or 2, don't you think that congregants are going to claim share from it? What exactly is happening with populism? And I think it was a blunder to make it be known, publicity, publicly. It looks like a bribe, looks like a corruption. Although you are giving, but sasa ni kama una bribe kanisa or something. For what? Get to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. But I will give it a holistic approach to just look at it critically. Why do you think that Ruto is specifically targeting the church? In my analysis, I mentioned that the 2022 pilot program was to use the church as a means or as a media of conveying messages and personal branding of the politician, because with your close engagement with the church, your trust level is high. People see you as faithful, as someone who means the truth. And of course, through the church, you find an opportunity to interact with the less hope, the epitome of hope. People want hope. And ukiwa kanisa, hakuna mtu anaanga the other bad side of you. So they successfully used the churches in the run up to the last general election to cleanse and to sanitize their names, because it will be difficult to talk about as opposition will run, as Azimio will run with the narratives that William Ruto is corrupt, that William Ruto is this and that. On the other end, when he goes to church, that's all sanitized. That was all there. And that pilot successfully worked. By then, the truth of the matter here is the influence of the church in the last general election, I think, it played a very big role, especially the evangelicals. It really played a big role in Kenya Kwanza campaign. And from what I can see, the Kenya Kwanza government is struggling to cement that relationship with the Mount Kenya clergy. And the reason why this is equally important is, remember, there was an MOU where the church was supposed to be handed maybe some government appointments. I've looked at the PS, maybe that have not been effected there. There's still time, there's still other opportunities, maybe they'll be given. They wanted a cabinet slot on religious affairs. They demanded for that. That was not seen. And of course, the damaging narrative here is that not all which the clergy wanted can be given, and not all of them can benefit. So because of that, the relationship seems to have been strained. And with now the office of the presidency, the interest is for the whole country. It can never be about the Mount Kenya aspect. The interest is about the whole country. In fact, the whole demographics, even the other religions. You saw David is even refusing to swear the Bible because he's a Quaker. So I see what Ruto and Rigathi are actually maintaining is to make sure they cement that relationship. I want to tell you why that relationship is important. The voting demographic in Mount Kenya was majorly the women, not even the youth. Actually, the largest voting demographic that voted for Kenya Kwanza was the women. And because people talk to them through the church, it is equally important to talk to them still through the church. So there is a lot of demand creation and awareness that will be created in the Hustlers Fund and other government agendas. If the church is not going to play the same role of creating that awareness, then likely there is something that is most likely going to happen, that government policies and agenda will not communicate to the public well. Remember, when they go to church, the politicians use that opportunity to tell the people what government is planning to do, what is in the store for the government. Now, when that relationship is not there, that platform might not be created. And without that platform, the propaganda space will be elaborate enough and it will get into people's ears. But then, from that populism approach of making that donation that people see, I think Rigathi was simply reaching out to other disgruntled churches. Maybe those that have been feeling uncomfortable or have not been having now a very good relationship with Ruto and Rigathi, that look here, even though we are in government now, even when we come to your churches, we are still going to donate. In fact, now that has been seen public, being donated in Kenya, what do you think if tomorrow the president says, I'm going to make another donation place X and place Y? This is in target, because that is not the first place that William Ruto or rather Rigathi Gachagua church service they are attending. They were in Homa Bay. There was a donation. I need to tell you that, by the way, and the current PS in security, Raymond Molo, was the person who was in charge of that. And there was a donation. I believe in Kericho, they donated. Even in Kitui, they donated. But why did they trust, why did they want to show the opulence of giving live in camera, especially in the Mount Kenya? And they're going to Muran'ga twice. They've gone to Muran'ga this month now. I think last month they were there, and then this month they've also gone there. So it's like twice. It was strategic to reach out to that disgruntled churches that we are still giving, we are still donating, so don't fear. And you will see a lot of witness, a lot of lobbying that, oh, akuja tutembele, because now they are expecting that something is coming. Remember, in the others, they were not seeing that open donation, so hawakuwa sure kwamba inakuja ama ikuji, and it's just setting a trap. But then what this is most likely going to play out in the political space is the opposition front are going to criticize that move by government, or that move by Rigathi Gachagua. And I think what they are even seeing, they want to provoke that conversation. Because when that conversation is provoked, and when Raila and the team speaks about it, they will create anti-Raila with the church. What actually they want is to create that, to propagate that notion that Raila and the church are not together, and Raila is anti-giving, the way that narrative has been there. So on this one, of course, I can promise you that this video is going to cause a lot of reaction. I've also seen Twitter people really reacting to it. And the opposition front can say, okay, that church are being bribed. They're going to create all sorts of narratives on just because of this. But when that is done, Raila is going to be framed as the common enemy on the church. That is what it's been. And you may be wondering why. In terms of government, managing popularity of government, you just use politics to, hoodwink people, tell people this is right, this is not wrong, this is this way, and that's how it is. So this is a very open trap that they also want Kenyans to talk about it. They want people to criticize, and when they go to the other church, the following church will say, okay, Raila is against giving. I wonder what this kind of populism of donation giving portrays to the fight against corruption. When inaonekana ni kama una bribe na wewe ni serikali. So I may be wrong on this, may not be right on this, but I feel like we are compromising the integrity. We are compromising something. And I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but for me, that is my bold take. I think that was not supposed to be done in front of the camera. Just give it behind the scene and there's no problem. But there was an intention by doing it in front of the camera. That's my bold.